I wanna be Batman, cause everybody really
What's up,
ain't
everyone? This is mjawwarrior here with mjawwarrior Reviews, and I'm bringing you guys another comic book review. Now, before we even get into it, I'm not wearing the same clothes every day. It's just I'm doing all my reviews in one day so that I can spread them out throughout the week instead of having to, find time to actually do it during the week. So I'm doing all my reviews in one day so that you guys can have reviews for the rest of the week. So every day I'll be able to upload a new one, and a new one, and a new one. So you guys are getting these later on after I do them. So don't think that I'm wearing the same clothes, because I'm really not. Yeah, I just figured I'd get that out there, because it'd be really embarrassing if I got a comment that said, yeah, dude, why are you wearing the same clothes every day? I'm not. It's just, I'm doing them all in one day. So don't, think that, because I'm not like that. Anyway, let's get into this comic book. The comic book that I want to get into is the Batman 690. Now, this is embarrassing for me because I'm usually on top of my game with these comic books, but there was one day I guess I missed 689, and I went to the store, I got this, and when I opened it up and started reading it, I was like, Long Shadows Part 3? I was like, what happened to Part 2? I remember reading Part 1 the first time. So during the summer, I must have missed a week where I didn't pick up a comic book, and I was very embarrassed about this. But I wound up reading it, and I wound up picking it up and reading it, but it wasn't, yeah. This is better. So let's get into this one. Why is my camera all out of focus? There we go. Okay. Alright. Let's do this. Now, in this one, there is a lot of ass kicking in this. Now, Clayface is back. Clayface is back, and he's kicking ass, and he's taking names. Him and this guy named Blanco, they teamed up, and they're fighting Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson actually met his match with this team because he's actually taking them kind of lightly, and they're really like overcoming him and fighting. Then Dick Grayson actually just starts fighting dirty, and he's actually starting to win. He actually admitted it to himself, like, look, I'm taking these guys way too lightly. I really need to start like stepping up my game before he gets killed here. He winds up kicking both of their asses, and they wind up fleeing. He gets a call from Alfred. Alfred's like, yo, there is some activity happening in the headquarters. And he's like, the penthouse? He's like, no, the Batcave. And he's like, what? Like, no one has been in the Batcave since, the Battle of the Cal, and they made their own little headquarters out of the penthouse with Damien and himself. So he's like, alright, I'm gonna go check it out. Meanwhile, we've got Two-Face. He's looking for teleporters who can teleport him places. Now, when you're thinking like, well, why? Well, one of the reasons is, he's like, I need someone to teleport me where this has been. And he pulls up a Batarang, and he's like, I need you to teleport me to the place where this was made. And two of the people couldn't do it. So, and the one girl says, well, I can do it for you. So he goes, okay, pay those two guys for their time and, get them out of here. So his henchman takes these two guys out. They're talking trash about him. And they're like, oh, so, what do you know about Two-Face? And the guy's like, well, I don't know much. He's like, oh, you're just hired muscle? And he's like, yeah, I guess I am. He plugs a whole clip in both of them and kills them right there in the hallway. Insane, intense, cool. So Dick Grayson winds up going to the Batcave, and he's looking around, he's noticing nothing's moved around, nothing's doing, until he sees the penny, the huge penny that, is the trademark inside of the cave, besides, the huge dinosaur that Batman owns. It's just obnoxious to own those things, but I think it's pretty cool, but at the same time, but whatever. He sees the huge penny has been moved, and he goes around the other side to see what is going on, and it's carved inside like Two-Face has done it. And he's like, oh, crap. And then all of a sudden, Two-Face comes out of nowhere, ambushing him, kicking his ass. I think he throws tranquilizer darts at him, and at the same time, you finally get a chance to look at what Two-Face looks like when he's inside the cave, and this surprised the hell out of me. Now, I have to show you guys this. I usually don't show you guys pages of the comic book, but this is something that is just, it made me laugh, and I was like, oh man, where are they going with this? So this is what Two-Face looks like now. If you can see it. He's actually in his own version of the Batman suit, like Two-Face would do it, half and half. I was like, wow, are you serious? I mean, it looks cool, but I was like, I couldn't picture Two-Face doing something like that. That's just, it's kind of out of his character. although his character is split in two, and he's sort of a psycho-sociopath, so I guess it really does fit his character. So, that's where the comic book ends. Now, I have to say, it was pretty cool. You know, it was a really cool read, but the whole fact that Two-Face put on a bat suit and whatever, and in the meantime, while he's, like, standing over him, he's like, I know you're not the real Batman. Where's the real Batman? And that was just an awesome, awesome, awesome scene. So, that's my review. It was an awesome book, an awesome read. You should definitely pick this one up. And don't do like I do. Actually pick up 689 because, you know, it's just ridiculous if you miss it, like I did. So, awesome read. I'm going to catch you guys later. That was my review. Later, everybody.